Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Cantonese ebook before it's gone.
Welcome to CantoneseClass101.com's 3分鐘廣東話 the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Cantonese. 你好，我係 Olivia， 好高興同大家見面。Hi, I'm Olivia. Nice to meet you. In this series, we're going to learn basic Cantonese expressions. It's super easy and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to introduce yourself in Cantonese. There are a few different ways to say it, depending on how many people you're talking to. Let's first see how Cantonese speakers introduce themselves to a single person. 你好，我係 Olivia， 好高興認識你。Hi, I'm Olivia. Nice to meet you. 你好，我係 Olivia， 好高興認識你。Start by saying 你好，我係 then say your name. 你好，我係 Olivia. Finally, say 好高興認識你。你好，我係 Olivia. 好高興認識你。Good job! Now let's see the same sentence when talking to more than one person. 你好，我係 Olivia. 好高興認識你哋。Hi, I'm Olivia. Nice to meet you all. 你好，我係 Olivia. 好高興認識你哋。So, what has changed from the previous introduction? Let's take a closer look at these together. 你好，我係 Olivia has not been changed. 你好，我係 stands in both cases for Hi, I am. Finally, pay attention to the ending. We went from 你 to 你哋. What has changed is the word for you. In Cantonese, the word for you is different if it is singular or plural. 你 is singular, and 你哋 is plural. One more time. To introduce yourself to one person in Cantonese is 你好，我係 Olivia. 好高興認識你. To introduce yourself to more than one person is 你好，我係 Olivia. 好高興認識你哋. Now it's time for Olivia's insights. When you introduce yourself, it's a good habit to shake hands. Always introduce yourself to the higher-ranking persons before those of lower rank. In most cases, the person of the highest ranking will be the most elder person. If you use the correct sentence with Cantonese speakers, they're definitely going to be impressed. Do you know how we say thank you in Cantonese? You'll learn how to say this and many other words in the next lesson. 下次見, see you then! Ni hao, 我係 Olivia. Hi everybody, I'm Olivia. Welcome to CantoneseClass101.com's 3分鐘廣東話 the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Cantonese. In the last lesson, we learned how to introduce ourselves in Cantonese. Today, we're going to learn how to use good manners as we thank others. 準備好未? Are you ready? 咁就開始啦. Let's start. There are basically 2 different ways to thank someone. When thanking someone for a service or assistance, we say 唔該. 唔該. 唔該 means thank you. When saying thank you very much, you just need to add 晒. 唔該晒. 唔該晒. 晒 means entirely. So 唔該晒 is like saying thank you very much. Another way to thank someone in Cantonese is 多謝. It is used when receiving a gift or money. 多謝. And again, to say thank you very much, just add 晒. 多謝晒. 多謝晒. Let's break this phrase down. 多 is many, and 謝 is thanks. Sai means entirely. Thank you very much. 多謝晒. How do you answer when you are thanked? It's easy. Just say 唔使客氣，唔使客氣，唔使客氣. Literally means no need to be polite, but it is the equivalent of you are welcome. So when someone says 唔該 or 多謝 to you, you can simply reply with 唔使客氣. Now it's time for Olivia's insights. If you're not sure about whether to use 唔該 or 多謝, remember that 多謝 expresses a deeper appreciation of personal kindness and is used in most formal situations. Do you know what 再見 means? In our next lesson, you'll learn this and other greetings in Cantonese. 多謝收睇，下次見。你好，我係 Olivia. Hi everybody, I'm Olivia. Welcome to CantoneseClass101.com's 3分鐘廣東話, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Cantonese. In the last lesson, we learned the most common forms of greetings in Cantonese. Do you remember them? In this lesson, we're going to learn a very useful phrase. Do you speak English? If you find yourself in a situation where you need assistance in English, this phrase can be a lifesaver. And because you're asking it in Cantonese, you can be sure that everyone will understand what you're saying, even if their answer is no. Here's how to say it. 你識唔識講英文？你識唔識講英文？ Let's break it down. In the last lesson, we mentioned that 你 means you. 識唔識 is a form used to introduce the question using the verb to know. It literally means no, don't know. But this is how we form the question, do you know how to? Then we have the verb to speak, 講, followed by 英文, which means English. Literally, it means you know or not know English. 你識唔識講英文? To learn more about forming Cantonese questions, please look at our Absolute Beginner series on CantoneseClass101.com. You can find very detailed grammar lessons and resources there. To make this sentence more polite, we just need to add excuse me, 唔好意思 in the front. Everything else stays the same. 唔好意思，你識唔識講英文？唔好意思，你識唔識講英文？ The responses you will receive could be one of these three. 識 yes, 識少少 a little, 少少唔識 no, 唔識 Since this last one is a negative statement, we see the negative word 唔 before the verb to know 識 唔識 Did you notice that it's the same word used in 識唔識? We'll talk more about it in a future lesson. Now it's time for Olivia's insights. For those of you who are not only English speakers, you can obviously use this question with any language you need. Many people in Hong Kong study other languages, so maybe you will get lucky. Just substitute 英文 with 日文 for Japanese, 西班牙文 for Spanish, 德文 for German, 意大利文 for Italian. In this lesson, we mentioned the expression 唔好意思, but did you know that this could also be used as an apology? In the next lesson, we will learn this and other ways to apologize in Cantonese. It's never too late to show your good manners. I'll see you in our next 3分鐘廣東話 lesson. 下次見!你好，我係 Olivia. Hi everybody, I'm Olivia. Welcome to CantoneseClass101.com's 3分鐘廣東話, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Cantonese. In the last lesson, we learned the phrase 唔好意思 你識唔識講英文? Excuse me, do you speak English? We mentioned the word 唔好意思, which means excuse me. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to use 唔好意思 and other words when apologizing in Cantonese. We should use 唔好意思 in formal situations, such as when we're talking to or asking a stranger for help. For example, 唔好意思，入口喺邊? Excuse me, where is the entrance? 唔好意思，你踩住我個袋. Excuse me, you're stepping on my bag. Sometimes we also hear people say 唔該. As mentioned in lesson 2, 唔該 means thank you, but it also means excuse me as used to draw somebody's attention. It is commonly used when ordering food or pushing your way through a crowd. We can use this phrase in both formal and informal speech. 唔該，一杯熱奶茶. Excuse me, a cup of hot milk tea please. 唔該謝謝. Excuse me, please let me through. But unlike 唔好意思, we cannot use 唔該 when apologizing. So when you do something bad, remember to put on that sorry face and use 唔好意思. 唔好意思，我又遲到. Sorry, I'm late again. 唔好意思 can be used for either excuse me or I'm sorry. But if you really want to apologize for something, it might be better to use a different phrase. That phrase is 對唔住. It means I am sorry. 對唔住. For example, 對唔住，我打爛咗你部電腦. Sorry, I broke your computer. Now it's time for Olivier's insights. If you accidentally bump into someone in Hong Kong, you can say 唔好意思, excuse me, or 對唔住, I'm sorry, but never 唔該. Are you able to count in Cantonese? In the next lesson, we will learn the numbers in Cantonese from 1 to 10. I'll be waiting for you in the next lesson of 3分鐘廣東話. 下次見! Ni hao, 我係 Olivia. Hi everybody, I'm Olivia. Welcome to CantoneseClass101.com's 3分鐘廣東話, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Cantonese. In the last lesson, we learned some words used when apologizing in Cantonese, including 唔好意思 and 對唔住. In this lesson, we're going to learn numbers in Cantonese. Yes, numbers, 數字, from 1 to 10. And you are going to learn them in only 3 minutes. 3分鐘. Are you ready? Let's start. 一、二、三、四、五、六、七、八、九、十。Okay, now repeat after me. I'll say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. 一、二、三、四、五、六、七、八、九、十. Great job! What is before 一? Do you know? It's 零. 0. 零. You don't have any more excuses. You can give your friends your cell phone number in Cantonese. Let's try together. We'll use the phrase 我電話號碼係, which means my phone number is. 我電話號碼係. 我電話號碼係95849723. Can you read it by yourself? 95849723. 二三 Perfect! Now it's time for Olivia's insights. When we go shopping at the markets in Hong Kong, sometimes we can bargain on the price. So learn your numbers well to get a better deal. Do you know the Cantonese word for 100? In the next lesson, we're going to learn the numbers from 11 to 100 in Cantonese. Your task now is to practice the numbers we studied in this lesson, from 1 to 10. 下次見。你好，我係 Olivia. Hi everybody, I'm Olivia. Welcome to CantoneseClass101.com's 3分鐘廣東話, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Cantonese. In the last lesson, we learned the numbers from 1 to 10. Have you forgotten? Here, I'll tell you again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now let's continue from 11. 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19. And finally, we have 20, 20. Okay, now repeat after me. I'll say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. These numbers are easy to remember. They always start with sub or 10. Then just say the extra number after it. Simple math. Counting from 30 to 100 is super easy. Now I'll give you the tens. 30, 30, 40, 40, 50, 50, 60, 60, 70, 70, 80, 80, 90, 90, 100, 100. These numbers are incredibly easy to remember, don't you think so? The last thing to learn today is how to form compound numbers over 20. This is also super easy. Take the tens and simply add the numbers you learned in the previous lesson. Let's try it out. How would you say 56 in Cantonese? Let's take it step by step. 50 is 50. And then add 6. 6. 56. It's done. Isn't that easy? Let's make another number. For instance, 98. Take 90, 90, and add 8. 8. 98. Now it's time for Olivia's insights. For numbers between 21 and 29, you might hear people saying ya as 20 instead of 20. Both can be used in spoken Cantonese. For example, 21, 21, 21, 27, 27, 27. After only 2 lessons, you're now able to count to 100 in Cantonese. In the next lesson, we're going to put your number knowledge to use. Do you have all the skills you need to go shopping in Hong Kong? If not, I'll be waiting for you in our next 3分鐘廣東話 lesson. 下次見! 你好，我係 Olivia. Hi everybody, I'm Olivia. Welcome to Cantonese Class 101.com's 3分鐘廣東話, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Cantonese. In the last lesson, we learned how to count in Cantonese. I hope you spent some time practicing the numbers because they will come in handy today. We're going to learn how to go shopping in Hong Kong. Before we go, you need to know how to say how much is it. 幾錢啊?幾錢啊? Are you ready to go shopping in Hong Kong? Let's go! You see something you like and want to ask the shopkeeper how much it costs. The first thing to say is 唔該. Do you remember what that means? Excuse me. 唔該,幾錢啊? 唔該,幾錢啊? If we want to be more specific and ask how much is this, first we need to know the correct measure word for the object. We'll learn about that in the next lesson. For now, let's use the most common one, 個. So in the sentence, we'll say 依個 as this, followed by how much. 唔該,依個幾錢啊? 唔該,依個幾錢啊? Excuse me, how much is this? And to ask, excuse me, how much is that? Again, we'll use the most common measure word, 個. So to say that, it'll be 嗰個. 唔該,嗰個幾錢啊? 唔該,嗰個幾錢啊? At this point, the shopkeeper will answer directly with the price, followed by 蚊, the slang term for the Hong Kong dollar. For example, 39蚊. What number is 39? I'm not telling you. Okay, it's 39. It costs 39 Hong Kong dollars. Now it's time for Olivia's insights. It's quite common to bargain in markets. Other than saying the specific price you want, you can also just ask for a cheaper price by saying 平啲啦, 平啲啦. In small boutiques or shops, you can ask, are there any discounts? By saying 有冇折啊? 有冇折啊? In this lesson, we learned the generic measure word 個. In the next lesson, we'll learn more about what these measure words are and how to use them. I'll be waiting for you in our next 3分鐘廣東話 lesson. 下次見! Hi everybody, Olivia here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Cantonese questions. The question for this lesson is, where is Cantonese spoken? Cantonese is the oldest language and the most popular Chinese dialect spoken in Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau, and some neighboring areas around the eastern part of Guangxi. Let's get into more details. In which regions is Cantonese currently spoken? Cantonese is the official language in Hong Kong, which is Hong Kong, and Aumun, which is Macau. And today we are in Macau. And historically, the most popular form of Chinese spoken outside mainland China. We're not kidding about Cantonese being spoken everywhere. It is the most widely spoken dialect among Chinese communities in Canada, the United States of America, and Australia, as well as Europe and Southeast Asia. Is Cantonese very different from Mandarin? Cantonese and Mandarin are two of the most spoken Chinese dialects. They share the same writing system, but each dialect has terms that are unique in their regions. In the case of Cantonese, there are even some special Chinese characters not used in other dialects. Here is an interesting fact. Pronunciation among native Cantonese speakers in China can be different from that of Cantonese speakers in Hong Kong. A lot of people in Hong Kong, especially the younger generation, use a lot of their own conversational slang and tend to speak what they will call 懶音, meaning lazy tongue. An example is the word you. The right way to pronounce it is 你, but in Hong Kong, many people pronounce it as 你. How was it? Pretty interesting, right? Do you have any more questions? Leave them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. See you next time. 下次見。Hi everybody, Olivia here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Cantonese questions. The question for this lesson is, what are tones? Many Cantonese learners find the tones confusing because the intonation in Cantonese is very different from most of the other languages. Tones is the use of pitch to distinguish meaning. Each Chinese character comes with a tone, and it is important to pronounce Cantonese correctly because there are so many words that come with the same Jyutping spelling. If a person doesn't pronounce the tone right, a listener may get something completely different from what they actually meant to say. Let's get into more details. How many tones are there? There are 6 tones in Cantonese. The first tone is high and steady. Si. The second tone starts with a low pitch and rises to a high pitch. Si, history. The third tone is a mid-tone. It's pronounced in the middle of your range and it is steady. Si, to try. The fourth tone is the lowest tone. Si, time. The fifth tone is another rising tone. It starts low, then rises to the middle of your range. Si, city. Lastly, the sixth tone is low and steady, but not as low as the fourth tone. Si, is. Do tones really matter? It's not only important, but crucial to master the different tones in Cantonese. Just like how mispronouncing a sound or misreading a character can have a huge impact on meaning. Using the wrong tone can drastically change the meaning of the word or sentences too. For example, ma in the first tone means mother, while ma in the fourth tone means linen, and ma in the fifth tone means horse. Don't get them mixed up. So how was it? Pretty interesting, right? Do you have any more questions? Leave them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. See you next time. 下次見。Hi everybody, Olivia here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Cantonese questions. The question for this lesson is, what is Jyutping? Jyutping, commonly known as Jyutping, is the standard, most commonly used phonetic system for spelling Cantonese using Roman letters. It's a way to read and pronounce Cantonese words through English letters and tone numbers. For example, SIU3, seal as in to laugh, is the Jyutping for this character. Even though most Hong Kong people can understand the Jyutping or other romanization systems, they are not a substitute for the Chinese characters. Let's get into more details. How is a word built when written in Jyutping? Cantonese sound can be broken down into syllables. These syllables can be a standalone word or they can be combined together to form compound words. Each syllable is made up of an initial sound, a final sound, and a tone. So for learners who are not familiar with the Chinese characters, we transcribe the syllables into Romanized letters or Jyutping. Here is an example of a syllable in Jyutping. Sing, which means star, S-I-N-G-1. Here, the initial sound is S, and final sound is ing, I-N-G, and the syllable is in the first tone. The tones in Jyutping are represented by a number placed on the right side of the syllable. There are numbers from 1 to 6. Now, how common is Jyutping in Hong Kong? Basically, Jyutping is the transliteration of Cantonese sound for Cantonese learners. which is related to the International Phonetic Alphabet System. For native speakers, however, this is unnecessary and never taught in school. So don't be surprised when a native speaker is not aware of or doesn't know what Jyutping is. There are many cases of government transliterated Hong Kong street or district names that use an obscure and unstandardized system. For example, Sam Shui Po is commonly known as the Sham Shui Po district, but the transliteration Sham Shui Po is not in line with the Jyutping rules. You can listen to all the sounds of Cantonese and see their corresponding Jyutping romanization at www.cantoneseclass101.com/Cantonese-alphabet. There is a Jyutping chart with audio to aid you in perfecting the pronunciation. How was it? Pretty interesting, right? Do you have any more questions? Leave them in the comment below and I'll try to answer them. See you next time. Hatsikin!
Hi! Welcome to Introduction to Cantonese. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Junho. In this series, you'll learn everything you need to know to get started learning Cantonese.
That's right, and we're here to help guide you through your journey. In this lesson, you'll learn the reasons why you should learn Cantonese and how to get started.
Let's begin with the most obvious question. Why learn Cantonese?
There are countless reasons, but perhaps the biggest one of all is that it could actually change your life. Learning a new language unlocks new pathways that used to be off limits to you. There are certain things that you simply cannot do without having the technical or cultural skills that come from learning a new language.
Like working or living in another country.
Knowing Cantonese provides you with greater job opportunities. You have the freedom to move to Hong Kong or Macau. You'll be able to earn a living, or even better yet, build a career from it, instead of just being stuck in one place. Language allows you to visit or live in places that you may never have even considered going. Knowing another language simply gives you more options to choose from.
And learning a new language also helps you to be more open-minded and see the world from a new perspective.
Language and culture go hand in hand. The world is a big place. By broadening your understanding of other cultures, it allows you to be more empathetic and understanding of the many different ways that people live their lives. With language, you're able to see and experience more, which helps you grow as a person.
Learning a new language also improves your memory.
Several studies have consistently shown that those who study another language have improved memory as opposed to those who didn't learn another language. Learning another language also keeps your brain healthy by significantly delaying the onset of Alzheimer's and dementia. The difference can be as much as 4 to 5 more years of quality life.
And those are just some of the reasons you should learn another language. The list just goes on and on.
Now you know the benefits of studying another language, but why should you learn Cantonese in particular?
Have you ever heard of Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Chow Yun-fat? Well, they all came from Hong Kong.
Cantonese pop culture is huge. Many of the movies, dramas, and songs that are loved by people from all over the world were created in Hong Kong. Not everything gets translated either. So unless you know Cantonese, you're missing out on a lot of the amazing things that Cantonese pop culture has to offer.
And what about the fact that Hong Kong is one of the world's leading international financial centers?
Hong Kong is one of the world's most significant financial centers. It has the highest Financial Development Index score, and it was ranked as the world's most competitive economy, as well as the freest market economy in the world. It also ranks within the top 10 in GDP per capita. Knowing Cantonese opens up many business opportunities. And knowledge of the language, of Cantonese culture, work ethic, and business etiquette can go a very long way in the world of business. Oftentimes, it could even make or break an important business deal. Knowing Cantonese, then, will put you ahead of the pack.
Hong Kong has also been in the top spot of the world's most visited city for 6 consecutive years.
Cantonese, the main dialect used in Hong Kong, is spoken by over 60 million people around the world. So if you're planning on making a few friends in Hong Kong, being able to speak at least some Cantonese will go a long way.
So clearly, there are many reasons why you should learn Cantonese.
Okay then, we've talked about why you should start learning a language and why you should start learning Cantonese, but how should they get started, Junho?
Well, it's as simple as learning your first word in Cantonese and building up from there.
The good news, though, is that you already know some Cantonese.
Dim sum, feng shui, kung fu, lychee, oolong, wonton.
These are words that have made their way into English, but the reverse is also true. Many English words have made their way into Cantonese as the result of British rule between 1841 and 1997.
Such as 巴士、沙律、三文魚、士多.
This means that you already know some words that exist in Cantonese.
Let's teach you something that you might not know, but which is very useful. 唔該. It means thank you in Cantonese.
That's a useful phrase. Can you explain what these characters are, though?
Sure, that's actually the Chinese writing system, and it's not as hard as it looks. Cantonese doesn't use alphabetical letters in its writing system like English does. Instead, we use a set of characters called Hanzi. You can think of each character as a syllable. 唔該.
You'll learn the Cantonese writing system eventually, but for now, let's put up some romanization to help you get started.
And the romanization system we use is called Jyutping. It allows you to read Cantonese before you become familiar with Chinese characters. 唔該.
Now you try.
唔該.
Your turn again.
唔該.
Well done. Now you know how to say thank you in Cantonese. We've covered a lot of things already, so why don't we wrap up the first lesson and recap on what we've learned? In this lesson, you learned that studying another language has many benefits, such as providing new job and business opportunities. Hong Kong has a colorful history with many things for you to see and learn. And thank you in Cantonese is
唔該.
In the next lesson, we're going to demystify Cantonese pronunciation by taking a look at the sounds of Cantonese, so be sure to watch the next video. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye.
Hi! Welcome to Introduction to Cantonese. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Jin Ho.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Cantonese pronunciation. Pronunciation refers to the manner in which a word is spoken, so don't focus on reading what's on screen. Instead, focus on listening and repeating. Let's start by pointing out that Cantonese doesn't use an alphabetical writing system like English does. Instead, it uses characters that are comprised of parts that depict physical objects or abstract ideas. Literacy in Cantonese requires the memorization of thousands of components and characters. This can be quite daunting for new learners, but don't worry, you don't have to know the writing system right away. We can start learning Cantonese with the romanization system built for learners. This is called...
Jyutping. Jyutping is the transcription of Cantonese using Roman letters. It makes learning Cantonese much easier, particularly for English speakers. As you begin to learn more characters and improve in Cantonese, you eventually rely less and less on romanization. But for now, it's a good place to start.
That's right. There are 22 consonant sounds and 7 vowel sounds in Cantonese. You can form every single word in Cantonese using these sounds.
We've made an Ultimate Cantonese Pronunciation Guide video series for you guys. This series explains the consonant and vowel sounds in detail. We will link to this at the end of this Introduction to Pronunciation lesson.
But before you do that, we'll tell you just how easy Cantonese can be. Now for a quick history lesson. Do you know how long Hong Kong has been a British colony?
That's a trick question. Hong Kong's territory was actually acquired from 3 separate treaties, first in 1842, then 1860, and lastly in 1898. So most people would say 99 years. This is the time frame during which the UK had control of what is now the Hong Kong region.
Although the sovereignty of Hong Kong was returned to the People's Republic of China by the United Kingdom in 1997, English remains one of the official languages of Hong Kong. They're mostly terms for items that were imported or cultures that started in the Western societies. Jinho, can you name a few for us?
Of course. Let's see if you can guess what they are before we give you the English translation. 巴士、沙律、士多、車厘子、爵士、sofa.
Now here are the answers. Tell us how many you guessed right.
巴士 bus, 沙律 salad, 士多 store, 車厘子 cherry, 爵士 jazz, sofa sofa.
It's a nice surprise to find out that for some terms, Cantonese-speaking people can communicate together with English-speaking people, even without knowing the other language.
Exactly. So if you are an English speaker, you already know something like 10% of the Cantonese language.
Okay, now in this section, we're going to talk about what most learners find the most difficult, the Cantonese tones.
Unless you already know another tonal language like Vietnamese or Thai, the Cantonese tones can seem totally bizarre to you. In Cantonese, pitch accent is super important.
That's right. A word's meaning could be different depending on the tone that's pronounced. You definitely don't want to mix up mother and horse, for instance.
Yes, that would be a funny mistake. In Cantonese, mother is ma and horse is ma. Imagine someone introducing his mother to you by saying, "This is my horse."
So you can see how incredibly important it is to learn all the tones in Cantonese.
But don't worry, there are only 6 tones.
Can you demonstrate all of them for our learners?
Of course, C, 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 C.
Can you distinguish the different tones? Jinho, can you please say them again and a bit slower this time?
C, 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 C.
Okay, let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. In this lesson, you learned about the Cantonese romanization system, and we learned that Cantonese words can sound very similar to their English equivalent due to the Western influence while under British rule. Lastly, we learned a bit about the 6 Cantonese tones. We've covered only the basics of Cantonese pronunciation. For more details on the Cantonese tones, please check out our Ultimate Cantonese Pronunciation Guide video series for an in-depth explanation, demonstration, and examples. In the next lesson, we'll introduce you to the basics of Cantonese grammar. You'll learn about Cantonese word order and how to build basic phrases in Cantonese. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye.
Hi! Welcome to Introduction to Cantonese. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Jinho.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Cantonese grammar. Word order refers to the order in which words are structured to form a sentence. Consider the English sentence, I eat an apple. But first, let's remove the article an here for simplicity. We're left with just, I eat apple. The basic word order for English is subject, verb, object, or SVO for short. If we break down the English sentence, I eat apple, we can see that the subject I is presented first. This is followed by the verb eat, and then finally the object apple is positioned last. This is the basic word order for sentences in English.
Now, let's compare the same sentence, I eat an apple, in Cantonese. 我食蘋果. Like before, let's remove the particles to keep it simple. So we are just left with the words. If we break down the Cantonese sentence, we get the subject 我, meaning I, then comes the verb 食, meaning eat, and finally we have the object 蘋果, meaning apple. The word order for Cantonese is SVO, the same as English, easy.
Right! And this is the basic word order for sentences in Cantonese.
Okay, let's move on to the next section.
To form basic sentences in Cantonese, keep that SVO word order in mind.
Right. For example, 我睇戲.
I watch movie.
Let's break down the sentence. We start with the subject 我, meaning I. Then comes the verb 睇, meaning watch. And finally, we have the object 戲, meaning movie.
Subject, verb, object. Easy. Jinho, can you give us one more example?
Sure. Let's introduce a new subject, 你, meaning you. 你食蘋果.
You eat apple. Okay, I recognize the words from the previous sentence. So we simply change the subject that begins the sentence without changing any other parts. Is that right?
Yep. Unlike the Romance languages, there is no verb conjugation or gender in the Cantonese language. Yet, the word order is similar to English. So in fact, Cantonese is not that difficult. We start with the subject, 你 meaning you, then the verb, 食 meaning eat, and finally, the object, 蘋果 apple. That's how we form basic sentences in Cantonese.
That's really simple. What about negative sentences?
Forming negative sentences in Cantonese is even easier. Let's find out how.
Forming negative sentences in Cantonese is easy. In most cases, we just need to add the character for no or negation in front of the verb. Jinho, can you give us some examples?
Of course. Let's use the sentence, I eat apple. 我食蘋果. For example, to make it negative, just add in front of the verb 食 eat. 我唔食蘋果.
I don't eat apple. Now let's make the sentence, I watch movie, negative.
Okay, to recap, I watch movie in Cantonese is 我睇戲. 睇 is a verb to watch, so the negative version of this sentence would be 我唔睇戲.
I don't watch movie.
Yep. So what do you think? Pretty easy, right?
Let's talk now about how to form questions in Cantonese. We're going to start with an incredibly important and useful phrase. You're going to need this to ask what something is. So put the pronoun or name of the item first, and then add
係乜?
For example, if you want to ask, what is this? You'd say,
呢個係乜? In which 呢個 means this thing.
and for what is that? It's
嗰個係乜? In which 嗰個 means that thing.
if someone was talking about, say, eggets.
雞蛋仔 Yum.
If you don't know what that is, then you can ask, what are eggets?
雞蛋仔係乜?
So we start with the name of the item.
雞蛋仔 is a kind of Hong Kong street snack.
Then we add,
係乜?
to form the question, what are eggets?
Very straightforward. Now, you try to form a question. Leave it in the comment section for us to read.
Yes, please. Okay, now let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. In this lesson, you learned that Cantonese sentences are formed using a subject, verb, object, or SVO word order. To form negative sentences, we put the negation character in front of the verb. And lastly, you can create basic what is something questions in Cantonese by saying the pronoun or name of an item first, followed by
係乜?
We've covered only the very basics of Cantonese grammar. If you're interested in learning more, check out our Cantonese in 3 Minutes video series. In that course, we teach you useful phrases while covering the fundamentals of Cantonese grammar, and each lesson is only 3 minutes long. In the next lesson, we'll introduce you to the basics of Cantonese writing. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye.
Hi, welcome to Introduction to Cantonese. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Jinho.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Cantonese writing. Don't worry if you're not comfortable with the Chinese writing system yet. You can always rely on the romanization system. This lesson just gives you an overview of how the language is in its written form. One very interesting point about Cantonese is that it used to be defined as just a spoken language.
As it's one of the major Chinese dialects, it uses the same written standard Chinese as all other dialects. That's why some people look at some of our lessons and say, hey, it's the same as Mandarin. Yes, we use the same writing, but the pronunciation, use of terms, and sometimes the constructions are different in a very significant way.
As a colloquial language, Cantonese is non-standard and full of slang. There are also new Chinese characters that are unique to Cantonese.
Both the standard and slang field written texts are widely used in Hong Kong. Newspapers, officials, and documents use the standard form, while tabloids and forums use the colloquial form. Movie subtitles mostly use the standard form, but depending on the genre, sometimes you'll find subtitles in colloquial form.
So very often you'll hear actors, hosts, or anchors say things that aren't exactly what's shown in the subtitles. That's just the difference between colloquial and written forms in Cantonese. If you say everything the same way it's written in the standard Chinese, it would sound very strange, as if you're reading from a poem, so keep that in mind.
For example, we say 喺 meaning at, such as at school, 喺學校. but the same thing in writing is 在. So, at school in writing becomes 在學校.
For your reference, we have a section dedicated to this topic on the website, including a reference sheet of the common substitutes for words in written and colloquial writings. Just look for written versus spoken Cantonese under Cantonese resource.
You can also check out our advanced video series, Video Culture Class, Hong Kong Holidays. In that series, we have subtitles in written form, while the host is speaking in colloquial form, just like what you see on TV shows and movies.
Chinese characters are not as difficult as they first appear. Once you're ready to learn, practice writing them again and again.
Yes, we all learn it that way. After knowing a certain number of Chinese characters, you'll become familiar with the building blocks that makes the characters. By putting them in different combinations, you get the characters you need.
We've prepared practice sheets for 100 of the most commonly used characters on the Learn Chinese Characters section, including basic info such as meaning, pronunciation, radical, stroke count, and a stroke order demonstration. So make sure to check it out.
You can learn character by character, or choose the ones that already look familiar to you. Moreover, in most of our audio lessons, we provide Hongji close-up PDF files. These show the Chinese characters introduced in the lesson, along with the practice sheets.
This is an excellent way to learn new words, as well as to practice writing Chinese characters.
So remember to make use of all the resources provided on the site, and you'll be able to master Cantonese in no time.
Speaking of Cantonese resources, we've recently added a section for learners who want to learn Chinese characters the way native speakers do.
That's right. When we were young, we learned Chinese characters by radicals. These are the building blocks of the Chinese characters. There are 214 Chinese radicals in total.
Each radical reflects some common semantic or phonetic characteristic. For example, most characters that have the grass radical are related to plants and herbs.
For instance, 花 flower, 草 grass, 茶 tea, and 梅 berry.
Or the characters that have the rain radical are related to rain or other weather conditions and phenomena.
Yes, 雨 rain, 雲 cloud, 雪 snow, and 雷 thunder.
By learning the radicals, you can easily associate a character with its meaning, or group them with relevant terms. This can help you memorize Chinese characters faster and more efficiently.
We also use radicals as the index for dictionaries. While English dictionaries are arranged in alphabetical order, Chinese dictionaries are arranged in radicals, starting from the least stroke count. For example, to search for the word 花 flower, first you find the grass radical in under the 3 strokes index. Then you count the extra strokes excluding the radical. In this case, there are 4 strokes, so under the grass plus 4 strokes section, you will be able to find the character 花 flower. From that, you can find a detailed explanation about the character and its meanings. You also find vocabulary starting with this character, or in some dictionaries, its translation in other languages.
Right! So definitely check out the free Cantonese resource on CantoneseClass101.com for more details. In this lesson, we covered the very basics of Cantonese writing. You learned about the writing systems used in Hong Kong, the Chinese characters, and the radicals. Don't forget to check out the Cantonese resource page for the free resources that we talked about in this lesson. In the next lesson, you'll be entering Cantonese Boot Camp, where you'll learn useful beginner phrases to get you speaking Cantonese right away. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye!
Hi! Welcome to Introduction to Cantonese. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Junho.
In this lesson, we'll focus on teaching you the most useful Cantonese words and phrases for absolute beginners.
Make sure you're repeating the words out loud after me.
Are you ready? Let's get started. The best phrase to learn when studying a new language is one that expresses gratitude and appreciation. If you had to learn only a single phrase, this would be it.
We taught you this phrase in the first lesson of this series. Do you remember what it was? 唔該, it means thank you. 唔該,
Keep repeating after Jinho until you get it.
唔該,
Your turn.
唔該
The first character is in a very low tone, fourth tone. It sounds a bit like when someone is thinking about a plan and they say, Notice that there is no vowel in this syllable, so you have to really stress the sound. And then the second character is in a high flat tone, first tone.
該
Altogether, it's
唔該
okay. One last time.
唔該
Remember that this thank you is used when someone helps you or provides a service. For example, when someone holds the door for you or when the cashier gives you some change. But when you receive a gift, we use another term for saying thank you.
Right, that would be 多謝 It's the thank you we use to thank someone for a gift.
Jinho, can you repeat that, please?
多謝
Your turn.
多謝
The first character is in high flat tone, first tone. It means many.
多
And the second character is a low flat tone, sixth tone. It means thanks.
謝
Altogether, it's
多謝
okay. One last time.
多謝
The next phrase we'll teach you is perhaps the second most useful phrase of all. It's to apologize or to excuse yourself.
You're gonna love it because it's the same as the first thank you we learned. 唔該 Surprise! It also means excuse me.
You can use this phrase when you want to grab a waiter's attention or when you're hustling through the busy streets of Hong Kong.
It's a very useful word, so make sure you memorize it. 唔該
Your turn.
唔該
Imagine you're on the street and you want to stop someone to ask them for directions. What do you say?
唔該
Okay, one last time.
唔該
Now you can say the two thank yous and excuse me in Cantonese. Let's move on. Asking where something is an incredibly important and useful phrase to learn. You're going to need this when asking where the bathroom, metro station, or hotel is. To ask where something is, put the name of the place or location first, and then add,
喺邊
for example, if you want to ask, where is the toilet?
廁所喺邊 Let's break down the sentence. First, it's the object 廁所, meaning toilet. Then comes the verb 喺, meaning is. And finally, we have the question word 邊, meaning where.
For the metro station, it'll be,
地鐵站喺邊
you can ask where something is by simply adding,
喺邊
okay, now let's teach you some vocabulary so that you can use it in the sentence. Here are some of the most common words you'll need.
廁所
Bathroom.
廁所廁所喺邊
Next,
地鐵站
metro station.
地鐵 means metro or subway, and 站 means station.
If you ask someone this question, they'll direct you to the closest metro station. If you'd like to ask where a specific train station is, for example, Hong Kong Station,
香港站香港站喺邊
and that's where you can take the Airport Express. And the next word is
酒店
hotel.
酒店酒店喺邊
For a specific hotel, just place the name before hotel.
酒店四季酒店 Four Seasons Hotel 四季酒店喺邊 Where is the Four Seasons Hotel?
You can substitute almost anything and simply add
喺邊
to ask where something is in Cantonese. In this final lesson, you learned how to say thank you, excuse me, I'm sorry, and to ask where something is in Cantonese. And in this series, we introduced you to the basics of Cantonese pronunciation, grammar, writing, and more. Let's conclude with some parting advice from Jinho and listen to some of his tips on how to learn Cantonese from a native Cantonese perspective.
The best way to learn Cantonese, particularly if you want to improve your communication skills, is to watch and study contemporary Cantonese videos. That's because we often use expressions in daily conversation that aren't necessarily introduced in grammar textbooks. Watching contemporary videos, such as our videos here at CantoneseClass101.com, will ensure that you're learning real, applicable Cantonese in the fastest and most effective way. Also, being familiar with the Jyutping system is super helpful, especially before you can recognize the Chinese characters. Make use of our Jyutping chart, where you can listen to audio of each Cantonese sound. It's one of our learners' favorite tools. You can find it under Cantonese resources in the Cantonese alphabet section.
You've reached the end of this course, Introduction to Cantonese, but it's only the beginning of your journey to Cantonese fluency. Where do you go from here? Try our Absolute Beginner Cantonese for Everyday series, where we teach you beginner vocab and even more useful phrases. Or check out any of our other video series. We have many different categories for you to choose from. Good luck as you continue learning Cantonese, and we'll see you in another video. Bye!
Bye-bye.
Want to master grammar so you can speak properly, express yourself better, and understand more? In this video, I'll show you how to master grammar with our lessons and learning program. Let's begin. Number 1. Listen to the lesson conversations and explanations. In every lesson, you learn a conversation. Then, our teachers break down every word and grammar rule. So you're actually learning grammar rules in the context of conversations, and you can easily see how they're used. Once you're done, review the conversation again and again to remember what you've learned. Number 2. Read the bonus explanations and tutorials. With the lesson notes, you get extra grammar explanations and examples that are not presented in the lesson. After you're done with the lesson, read the lesson notes for extra review. You can even save them as PDFs so that you can access them anytime. Number 3. Leave a comment on the lesson. Once you've learned a grammar point, be sure to use it. Leave a comment in the comments section. Write some example sentences for practice. Our teachers will review your comment and give you feedback. Number 4. Unlock even more grammar lessons. If you want to find all of the grammar lessons available, visit our lesson library. Under Category, choose Grammar. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons dedicated to helping you learn and master sentence patterns and grammar points. So, if you're ready to finally learn a new language the fast, fun, and easy way, sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Signing up takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll start speaking from your very first lesson. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Hi guys, welcome to Top 25 Cantonese Phrases. These are phrases we use every day in Hong Kong and other Cantonese-speaking regions. Here we go.
Hello.
Hello. So it's pretty casual and you don't use it for formal situation.
早晨. Good morning.
早晨. We use it to greet other people before noon. It's both casual and formal, so let's say 早晨.
早唞. Good night.
You say it before you go to sleep. 早唞, 早唞.
Bye bye. Goodbye.
Goodbye, bye-bye in Cantonese.
我係. I am or I'm.
So you can use it to tell people your name, your occupation, your nationality, anything. 我係.
你叫咩名? What's your name?
Say you meet someone new and you want to know their name. Say, 你叫咩名? That is pretty casual. You can say that to people around your age.
點稱呼? What's your name?
If you're talking to people that are more a higher rank or older, elderly, you can say 點稱呼, 點稱呼. That's what's your name in formal situation. And then people usually tell you their surname. Say the last name is Wang. So 點稱呼? 我係黃生. I'm Mr. Wang.
好耐冇見. Long time no see.
Say you bump into your friend on the street. 喂，好耐冇見，得閒飲茶. It's like, hey, long time no see, let's get together and have a drink or have lunch together.
你最近點啊? How are you lately?
Hey, long time no see, how are you lately? 好耐冇見，你最近點啊? Or it can be used casually with a friend. It's like, hey, what's up? 你最近點啊？
你呢? How about you?
In an exam, if I got a C, it's like, oh, 我攞 C， 你呢? It's like, I got a C, how about you? I got an A.
唔該 Please.
If someone's blocking you in the movie theater, just tell them, 唔該坐低. Please sit down. Don't block me.
多謝 Thank you.
Thank you very much for the gift. So 多謝 is for thank you, and there are actually 2 thank yous in Cantonese. 多謝 is when someone gives you a gift.
唔該 Thank you.
唔該, which you heard in please, so it means please and thank you as well. For this 唔該, this thank you, we use it when someone do something for us. Someone give you the change, someone open the door for you, pick up a fruit for you. You say 唔該 is thank you for the service.
唔使客氣 You're welcome.
So in Cantonese, it's 唔使客氣. There's literally no need to be polite. You're welcome. 唔使客氣. So when someone say, oh, 唔該晒啊,多謝晒啊, say 唔使客氣. Just like that.
係 Yes.
你係唔係 Olivia? 係 like that.
唔係 No.
So 係 is yes, 唔係 is no. 你係唔係 Olivia? 係. 你係唔係太空人? 唔係. No, I'm not an astronaut.
唔該 Excuse me.
Excuse me, that is 唔該 again. So we heard 唔該 in 3 situations. Please, thank you, and now excuse me. So if someone is blocking your road, you can say 唔該, and then they would unblock. They will go away. If you want to ask someone on the street for the direction, you can say 唔該,我想問路,唔該,我想問路. Excuse me, I want to ask about the direction. 唔該, to catch someone's attention.
唔好意思 I'm sorry.
唔好意思 is like I'm sorry, but it's for a really minor issue, like someone stepped on your feet and they should say 唔好意思. And I'm meeting my friends and I'm late, I say 唔好意思.
對唔住 I'm sorry.
For more serious situation, for a major failure, you use 對唔住. 對唔住 is our next word, and it means I'm really sorry. 我整爛咗你部電腦,對唔住啊. I broke your computer, I'm so sorry. 我唔見咗你個仔啊,對唔住. I lost your son, I'm so sorry. I can't find your son.
而家幾點 What time is it?
而家幾點? What time is it? What time is it? 而家 is like now. 幾點 is what time?
喺邊啊 Where is something?
嘟嘟嘟喺邊啊? Where is 嘟嘟嘟? You want to ask about the washroom. It's like, where is the washroom? 洗手間喺邊啊? 洗手間 is washroom.
即係點啊 What do you mean?
You can use it for many different situations. When you're mad, when you want to find out more about what the other person was talking about, all confused. So you can say 即係點啊? To show your confusion or frustration. Yeah.
幾多錢啊 How much is it?
Or you can say 幾錢啊? It's the same as 幾多錢啊? 幾錢啊? You went to Apple Store and you want to buy something and you ask 幾多錢啊? To ask for the price. It's always expensive.
埋單唔該 Check please.
Yeah, you use it in a restaurant. You can do this and they will understand. That means check please. 埋單唔該 Check please.
遲啲見 See you later.
And the last word is 遲啲見 I'll see you later. 遲啲見. And I'm Olivia from Hong Kong. Hope you liked the video. And if you want to learn more Cantonese, subscribe. And if you have any questions, leave us some comments. We would love to hear from you. See you next time. 遲啲見. Olivia. Hi everybody, I'm Olivia. Welcome to CantoneseClass101.com's 3分钟广东话, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Cantonese. In the last lesson, we learned how to show gratitude by saying 唔該 or 多謝. In this lesson, we'll learn some of the most common greetings used in Hong Kong. 準備好未? Are you ready? 咁就開始啦. Let's start. The most common informal greeting is hello, hello. Just as you can guess, hello is just hello with the Cantonese pronunciation. We use it when meeting someone just like in English. But be careful, this is very casual, so don't use it for business meetings. And now let's discuss a more formal way to greet people. The one you're probably used to hearing is 你好, 你好. Literally, 你好 means you are well. However, we may also interpret it as hello. We use 你好 when meeting someone for the first time or for higher-ranking people, such as the elderly. When it's time to leave, we say bye-bye for informal situations. And you are right, it's just like the English bye-bye with a Cantonese pronunciation. Bye-bye. And in formal situations, use 再見. 再見. 再見 means goodbye. Finally, in Cantonese, we have an expression meaning see you soon that can be considered both formal and informal. 下次見. 下次見. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Cantonese. Let's go over them again. When meeting your friends or family, say hello. When leaving in an informal situation, say bye-bye. When meeting older people or someone you don't know, 你好. When leaving in a formal situation, 再見. And to say see you soon in a way that's formal and informal, say 下次見. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Olivia's insights. In formal situations, Cantonese speakers commonly greet each other by shaking hands. But if we meet someone we're very close with, we pat each other on the arm or on the back. During the next lesson, we'll learn the meaning of the phrase 你識唔識講英文? Do you already know it? I'll be waiting for you in our next 3分鐘廣東話 lesson. 下次見!
Want to finally learn Cantonese the fast, fun, and easy way? In this video, I'll show you the top 10 ways to get started. So let's begin. Number 1. Take your very first lesson. Access any audio or video lesson on CantoneseClass101.com and just press the play button to get started. Don't have an account? Don't worry. Just go to the sign up page to create an account. It takes less than 30 seconds and it's free. We have thousands of audio and video lessons covering a variety of topics like grammar, pronunciation, listening, and reading. Just click on the play button on any lesson and start learning. Number 2. Read along with the lesson. You can read along with the lesson notes or lesson transcript. These come with every lesson. The lesson notes provide you with the dialogue for the scene taught in the lesson, along with translations, a more in-depth explanation of the grammar and culture, and even vocab and sample sentences. The lesson transcript is the full word-for-word transcript of everything you hear in the lesson. And the dialogue study tool provides you with the audio for the lesson dialogue, along with the translations. Number 3. Shadowing. Shadowing is a tested learning technique where you repeat what you hear. This is a great way to start speaking in minutes and practice speaking in general. If you're listening along with the lesson audio or dialogue, be sure to shadow along the way. Number 4. Use the dialogue study tool to master the conversation. Here, you get the line-by-line breakdown of the conversation demonstrated in the lesson. Listen and repeat until you've mastered each line. Do this until you've mastered the entire conversation. Number 5. Use the voice recorder to perfect your pronunciation and speaking. In the dialogue study tool, you'll find a microphone icon next to each line. Click on it to record your voice. Then, compare it with the native speakers. Listen and adjust your pronunciation until you match that of the native speaker. Number 6. Review vocab with the lesson vocabulary list. Vocabulary words are the building blocks of language. You can save vocab words taught in each lesson by clicking on Add to Word Bank. Want to drill the words with smart flashcards instead? Just click on Add to Flashcard Deck to do so. Number 7. Listen to the review track. If you've studied an audio lesson before, just listen to the review track so that you don't have to listen through the entire lesson again. This is a great way to reinforce the material that you've learned, and it's great to have on the go. Just access any audio lesson and click on the download icon. Then click Review to download the review track. Number 8. Review with quizzes after the lesson. Once you're confident enough with the material taught in the lesson, be sure to take the quiz to test your newfound knowledge. Take the review questions and answer true or false for each one. Or take the writing questions and input your answer. Remember to check the answers by clicking on the Check Answers button. Number 9. Participate and leave a comment. The best way to master what you've learned is to use it. Join the community of learners by leaving a comment below at the end of every lesson. Our dedicated teachers will check your responses to correct you on any mistakes or provide you with helpful study tips and advice. And finally, number 10, move on to the next lesson. Done with a lesson? Mark the lesson as complete. You can see your overall learning progress on your dashboard. If you particularly enjoyed the lesson, mark the lesson as favorite so that you can come back to it later at any time. Click on the forward arrow to move on to the next lesson and continue learning. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn Cantonese, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. Remember, you can sign up to CantoneseClass101.com by clicking on the link in the description. Sign up takes less than 30 seconds, and it's free. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Are you feeling confident as a beginner-level language learner? Are you ready to move up to the intermediate level? Here are some tips to help you make that leap and advance your language learning progress. Tip number 1, determine your skill level. It's important to look across your skills in the major language competencies: listening, speaking, writing, and reading. By taking our level assessment test, you can review your skills in each competency and see your strengths and weaknesses. Keep in mind it's normal to be better in some skills than others. Premium Plus users can take our level assessment test and get personalized recommendations and learning pathways based on your results. Once you've figured out which skills need work, it's time to take action. No matter which of your language skills need to be improved, make sure you choose a method that's both effective and fun to help maintain your regular learning routine. Tip number 2, listening. The most effective way to build your listening comprehension is by building a strong vocabulary. The more vocab you master, the easier it will be to understand the context and details of the conversation. Songs in the target language are a key listening tool that will teach you common, everyday vocabulary. By learning and memorizing the lyrics, you're building up your vocabulary. If you really want your listening skills to take off, listen to our podcasts. We have hundreds of hours of audio lessons for you to listen to. Before you know it, you'll be able to understand shows and movies. Tip number 3, speaking. Add speaking elements to your language routine. Try shadowing podcasts, repeating along while you listen. Match the native speaker's pronunciation and intonation. This is a fantastic way to improve your fluency and accuracy. You can also find a partner for conversation exchange. A partner can help correct your mistakes and teach you more natural ways to phrase your ideas. Tip number 4, writing. An easy way to start writing more often is by keeping a one-sentence journal. Write one sentence in a journal every day. It doesn't take a lot of time and is a great habit for beginners to build a routine. You have to be consistent to make improvements. Ask native speakers to correct your writing to improve even faster. You can submit sentences and phrases to your teacher using Premium Plus. Tip number 5, reading. Reading is a skill you can improve by yourself. There's no need to rush. It doesn't matter if you read 1 or 100 pages at a time. What matters is that you understand what you read. Write down new words as you read them to practice later. If there's an audio version, read along with the narrator. It'll help you read at a slightly faster speed than normal. You can use the audio that comes with each of our lessons. Bonus tip: never give up. Where do your language skills currently stand? Where do you want them to be? How do you get there? Whatever your goal is, make it clear and part of your life. You'll reach it if you stay focused and positive. And if you really want your skills to take off, make use of our tools and resources. They're designed to help you get to the next level in the fastest, easiest, and most fun way. Just click the link in the description to sign up for a free lifetime account. Sign up takes less than 30 seconds. Click the link in the description and start learning right away. I'll see you there. Bye! Can you really learn a new language all alone? Learning a language without traditional classroom instruction may seem quite daunting at first. What if you run into questions? How do you stay on track and motivated to achieve your goals? Don't worry. Not only is it possible to learn any language without traditional classroom instruction, we have created an advanced and extensive online language learning system to help you do just that. It's designed to help you learn a language on your own and is faster, more convenient, and less expensive than traditional classroom options. Here are 3 reasons to learn a language alone. Number 1. Learn at your own pace and on your own schedule. In today's fast-paced world, there isn't always time for traditional classroom instruction. But when you learn alone, you can study anywhere and anytime that suits your schedule best. It makes it far easier to actually reach your goal of learning and mastering the language. Number 2. Learning a language on your own can reduce stress and anxiety. In traditional classroom settings, there are pop quizzes, tests, and presentations in front of classmates. While it's valuable to learn public speaking skills and to be able to perform under pressure, for some people, these classroom pressures are a big hurdle for their language learning dreams. Learning alone, however, removes these stressors. Learning outside of a traditional classroom setting can help reduce some of the stress you may feel, and you can work towards your goals all on your own. Number 3. Learning alone can help improve cognitive function. While classroom settings often require learners to spend lots of time memorizing information and following instructions, studying a language on your own requires you to problem solve so that you can self-teach and hit your goals. You'll also need to be strict with yourself and stick to a regular study schedule. So yes, in some ways, learning a language on your own can be more challenging than learning in a traditional classroom setting. But teaching yourself a language pays dividends throughout life. In addition to learning a language, you'll also learn time management and problem-solving skills. These are skills that will aid you when social and professional opportunities arise. So, how do you actually learn a language on your own? Number 1. Access our huge collection of audio and video lessons. Ideally, you want audio and/or video lessons that teach vocabulary, grammar, and provide actual conversations and dialogue in your target language to help you with real pronunciation. We have hundreds of hours of HD audio and video lessons on our website, created by professional teachers and actors to help you achieve perfect pronunciation. Plus, all lessons can be accessed 24/7 via any device with internet access. Number 2. Learning paths with courses based upon your exact needs and goals. Simply tell us your goals and we will identify the best courses and study plan to help you reach them in the shortest time possible. Even though you are technically learning a language on your own, our team is always here to help and make sure you reach your goals fast. Number 3. Use advanced learning tools. When you have the right tools and learning resources, it's actually easy to teach yourself a language. Over the last 10 years, we've developed, tested, and refined more than 20 advanced learning tools. These tools aim to boost retention and reduce learning time. Eliminate stress and start learning at your own pace, in bed, your car, or wherever you have a few spare minutes. Our learning resources and tools are designed to help you get to the next level in the fastest, easiest, and most fun way. Just click the link in the description to sign up for a free lifetime account. So if you want to learn language anytime, anywhere, sign up for a free lifetime account by clicking the link in the description. Sign up takes less than 30 seconds. Click the link in the description and start learning right away. I'll see you there. Bye! Want to master grammar so you can speak properly, express yourself better, and understand more? In this video, I'll show you how to master grammar with our lessons and learning program. Let's begin. Number 1. Listen to the lesson conversations and explanations. In every lesson, you learn a conversation. Then, our teachers break down every word and grammar rule. So you're actually learning grammar rules in the context of conversations, and you can easily see how they're used. Once you're done, review the conversation again and again to remember what you've learned. Number 2. Read the bonus explanations and tutorials. With the lesson notes, you get extra grammar explanations and examples that are not presented in the lesson. After you're done with the lesson, read the lesson notes for extra review. You can even save them as PDFs so that you can access them anytime. Number 3. Leave a comment on the lesson. Once you've learned a grammar point, be sure to use it. Leave a comment in the comments section. Write some example sentences for practice. Our teachers will review your comment and give you feedback. Number 4. Unlock even more grammar lessons. If you want to find all of the grammar lessons available, visit our lesson library. Under Category, choose Grammar. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons dedicated to helping you learn and master sentence patterns and grammar points. So, if you're ready to finally learn a new language the fast, fun, and easy way, sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Signing up takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll start speaking from your very first lesson. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Have you always wanted to learn a new language? You probably have your own reason for wanting to learn, but there are huge benefits to being bilingual that you might not know about. In this video, I'll introduce a few of them. Here are some reasons why you should learn a new language. Number 1. You become smarter. Studies show that learning a new language improves your focus and memory. It improves your decision-making. You score higher on intelligence tests, and you're less likely to be swayed by propaganda. Number 2. You make more friends. Because you get to communicate with more people, you can meet more people and make more friends. This will help you get more opportunities, like jobs. Number 3. Find love. The more people you meet, the more opportunities you have of finding that special someone. Number 4. You can travel with ease. Simply because you can express yourself confidently in another language. Catching a cab, ordering food, and getting around will never be a problem. Number 5. You're more open-minded and feel more empathy. Because a new language puts you in another culture's shoes. When you can speak in another language, you see the world the way that the native speakers do. In fact, when some bilinguals switch from one language to another, they also switch personalities and express themselves differently. For example, people tend to feel more direct and assertive when speaking English, and more polite when speaking Japanese. So this allows you to understand others' worldviews and connect with people on a deeper level. Number 6. You delay the mental effects of aging by 4 or 5 years. Learning and mastering another language sharpens your brain and increases the amount of gray matter, which helps delay dementia. So if you're ready to finally learn and master a new language the fast, fun, and easy way, sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Signing up takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll start speaking from your very first lesson. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! When learning a new language, we sometimes have a hard time with things like procrastination, discouragement, or failure. But don't panic. With a good strategy, you'll be able to overcome these difficulties. Are you ready to discover the 4 habits of successful learners? Number 1. Optimize your time. When learning a language, it's important to dedicate time to your studies regularly, even if sometimes it's difficult. You're busy with school, work, family, or friends, but you can spread out your learning throughout the day. Study whenever you have small gaps of time in your busy schedule. This can be when you're on the metro, on your lunch break, or while you're exercising. Our podcast learning format fits perfectly into your tight schedule. Number 2. Consistency with your chosen method. There are a lot of options when it comes to courses and learning materials. Switching from one method to another can confuse you and disrupt your progress. Focusing on one learning method will make a difference. Our method has been created and optimized by real teachers, so you can stick to it with confidence. Number 3, use your language background. Many languages share some commonalities. You can find words that look or sound similar, or even share the same grammar structure. A little bit of language background will give you an edge while learning. Number 4, study continuously. People are excited when they start learning a new language. The enthusiasm usually lasts until the first roadblock. This can lead to discouragement and procrastination. But don't burn yourself out. Learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't try to learn it all at once. Break things down into more digestible chunks. Learning step by step might feel slow, but it's an efficient way to learn a language. With patience, motivation, and good resources, you'll master the language. Remember, you can't learn a language overnight, but with motivation and these daily lessons, you'll be on the road to fluency. Give it a try now. Sign up for your account. Just click the link in the description. If you're learning a new language, there will be times when you'll struggle with the lesson, when you won't fully understand what you've learned, when you'll be in a rut, or when you just won't feel like you're making any progress. And that's totally normal. In this video, you'll learn what to do if you're not learning and how to overcome language learning struggles. Let's begin. Number 1, understand the mindset of a successful learner. Some learners are more successful than others. A key difference between successful learners and less successful learners is in the way they approach problems. Some learners rely completely on a learning program. If there's a grammar rule or word they don't understand, they get frustrated and blame the program. They don't look for solutions. Successful learners approach problems a little differently. If they encounter a problem, they look for a solution or ask for help instead of getting frustrated. You may feel frustrated at times, especially if you're a beginner, but how you choose to react will make all the difference. Number 2, set small, measurable, realistic goals with a deadline. Most learners fail because they set big, vague goals, like, I want to be fluent. When they realize they have no idea how to do that, they lose motivation and quit. The solution to this? Set small, measurable, realistic goals with a deadline. For example, finish 10 audio lessons by the end of this week. Learn 20 words by the end of this week. Speak 1 minute of conversation by the end of this month. Listen to lessons for just 5 minutes a day, every day this month. Now your goals are small and realistic enough to accomplish. They're specific and measurable, so you know when you reach them, and the deadline gives you a finish line. For example, either you learned all 20 words by Friday or you didn't. When you reach your goal, you gain a ton of confidence. This improves your chances of reaching your next goal because you've had experience reaching a goal and you understand the things you need to do to be successful. Number 3, read along with the lesson notes and lesson transcripts. Now, what if you're doing a lesson but you can't catch a word? Take advantage of the lesson notes and lesson transcripts and read along with the lesson. The lesson notes give you in-depth grammar and vocabulary explanations that are not available in the lesson. And the lesson notes give you the word-for-word transcript of everything said in the lesson. So if you want to pick up every word, read the transcript. Number 4, review, because repetition is the mother of all learning. If you're struggling with a particular word, grammar rule, or lesson, be sure to repeat and review it a few times. And then, come back a few days later and review it again. This same principle is used in our spaced repetition flashcards. The system quizzes you on words, then re-quizzes you in 3 days, then in 6 days, and so on, until the word gets embedded in your long-term memory. Some things you can do right now are: download the lesson and lesson notes, save the words to your word bank, or even write down the words or grammar rules. Then come back to review them later. Number 5, reach out to our teachers and ask questions. If you're a Premium Plus member, you can easily get in touch with your teacher and get all of your points of confusion cleared up. Or you can always leave a comment on our lessons, and our teachers will get back to you. Remember, you're not alone. If you're struggling with a lesson, you can always get in touch with us. Number 6, take a break and go do something else. Another thing you can do is take a break and do something else that doesn't require much thinking. There's a reason our best ideas come while in the shower or while taking a walk.
While you're on a break, your brain is more relaxed and starts making connections that you couldn't see when you were focused and stressed out. It's also why coming back to review things with a fresh mind can help you better understand the lessons you've taken. Number 7, downgrade your learning routine. If you're studying for 30 minutes a day and find yourself overwhelmed, or if you suddenly find yourself busy, the best thing to do is to reduce your study routine to something easier and more manageable. If you've been learning 30 minutes a day, drop down to 10 or 15 minutes. Even 5 minutes is good enough because language learning success comes with consistency. Quitting and coming back every 3 months won't work. This brings us to our next point. Number 8. Remember, learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. Think about it. You can't cram for 5 hours and expect to remember everything you've studied. So just like with a marathon, it's okay to go slow and at your own pace, even if you're learning for just 5 minutes a day. Similarly, if you're having trouble understanding a grammar point or a lesson, don't let it bring you down. Learning a language is a marathon, a long-term game. The little points of confusion you have now are just small obstacles, and you'll fully understand them with time. So, if you're ready to finally learn a new language the fast, fun, and easy way, sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Signing up takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll start speaking from your very first lesson. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! If you're tired of knowing and speaking the language at a basic level and want to express yourself fluently just like native speakers, then you'll need to learn grammar. The problem? It can be tricky to learn. But don't worry, in this guide you'll discover how to learn and master grammar with the Grammar Bank. 1. Where to get all of the grammar explanations you'll ever need. 2. The best way to learn grammar that's right for your level. And 3. How to expose yourself to real examples until the rules become natural to you with a study tool called the Grammar Bank inside of our learning program. But first, if you don't yet have access to our program, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description. First, what is the Grammar Bank? The Grammar Bank is like a grammar dictionary, except online. It's a database of the must-know grammar rules and explanations that makes it easy to look up specific rules and learn them. Look for it in the top menu of our site. 2. How do you learn grammar with it? The best way to learn grammar is not to just study rules, but to learn in context and hear the grammar used in real life. And that's exactly how you learn with our lessons. You learn a quick conversation and hear how the grammar rules are used within that conversation. 3. What if you come across grammar that you're not familiar with? Or what if you want to review a specific rule without going back to redo a lesson? That's where the Grammar Bank comes in. You can look up grammar rules and get the explanations, examples, and links to lessons where we cover these rules. You can also sort grammar by learning level. So if you're an absolute beginner and want to make sure you know all of the absolute beginner grammar rules, you can do just that with the Grammar Bank. You can also sort the rules by spelling, category, and lesson series. And if you want to get used to the grammar patterns so that you can use them in conversation and become fluent, the best way is to expose yourself to examples as much as possible. Grammar is hard at first, but gets easy once you get used to it with enough exposure. Be sure to access the related lessons inside the Grammar Bank and listen to the native conversations that use the rule as much as possible. So, if you want to become fluent and speak perfectly, you'll need grammar. Take advantage of the Grammar Bank inside of our learning program. But if you don't yet have access, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to sign up. Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Cantonese ebook before it's gone.